Good afternoon. An afternoon stream. Welcome. I've made myself second coffee today because I was snuggling with the baby and he fell asleep, which is good. That's what he's supposed to do. But then I almost fell asleep, which I'm not supposed to do.
Yeehaw.
Hi,
Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hello, welcome. Hold on, I forgot to mix up my coffee, so I just had a big old swig of syrup. I'll turn off the noise. I don't want to scare anyone. Hello, I'm back. Yeah. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Oh, so I edited, if you've seen, we have a 2-hour Q&A that I put up yesterday morning. So I spent literally probably a total of maybe 7 hours editing on Saturday to finish that. Plus I already put in obviously a lot of time to it. I really liked it. I really like editing. I'm not complaining. But anyway, and then I was like, I really don't want to also be in front of this computer on Sunday morning. So I canceled it. You know, what can you do? Thank you. I try to have a real I take things that I like about other vloggers that I watch, right? And I try to implement the things that I like from their content, but in my own way. So I really like how Rachel Maxey and Cozy K have their little and I'm sure lots of other people do too, but they have the little they're not cue cards, but little things breaking up the sections. I think that's really cute. But I also really like adding the bloopers, which I'm sure we're not the first people to do. I also don't watch that many YouTubers. I have 5 that I really like, and I just watch everything that they put out. So that's it. I also really like the Q&As, especially as someone who's only recently in the last year gotten into YouTube as a way to pass the time and not so much something I go to find out how to clean my vacuum, you know? I am very new to it as a consumer. So what the fuck was I saying? I don't remember why I got started. Oh, the Q&As. I find someone new and I'm like, oh, I really like everything they're doing, and then I have so many questions. I'm like, oh, how did they meet their partner? And I'm looking through their Instagram comments. I'm trying to figure out, but I'm new. So I'm thinking about doing a Q&A that's essentially lore questions for people who are new. I'm so glad. I love making the bingo cards. I think it's so fun. I've never gotten a bingo. I don't think Felix has either. They've come very close. But yeah. CouplaGoofs crash course. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a Q&A, but one would be Morgan lore specifically, and then maybe Felix lore specifically, or a super long one of the two of us together. Yes, I'm so nosy. Or TikTokers. We spent so long the other day Googling this TikToker. I unfollowed her a while ago because she was posting weight loss stuff and some other things, which I'm not here to tell anyone how to live their life, but I didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. Let me put it on work mode. But anyway, something of hers came up on a different platform that I use. And I was like, oh, I wonder what she's up to. And it was so many things that I hadn't seen in the last year. So I'm just Googling, finding Reddit pages and things, being what happened to this other person who was a main character in her content? What happened to ba 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 ba? So anyway, thinking about doing that. And then, I don't know, we did a Disney cruise Q&A. I've just remembered it just now. I need to go back and add it. I made a Q&A playlist. I'm also slowly, as I get time to do computer work, Felix and we're gonna make a work schedule, and I need to we made one, but we don't ever follow it, so I need to make it again, and maybe if I make it cute and print it out, then we'll follow it. I don't know, it's hard. Unfortunately, I will be nosy on a gossip subreddit. Yeah. It's also like, sometimes it's just me trying to confirm that I'm not the only one who thinks something. And sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm the only one who has a mean thought. That's okay. I'll keep it to myself. But sometimes someone else will be like, isn't it odd that so and so posted the blah 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 blah, even though they blah 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 blah? And I'll be like, isn't it odd? Isn't that interesting? I don't ever engage, but it feels validating. Send it directly to me and I'll be mean with you. I'll see a post where I'm like, that's interesting, and then I just look through the comments just to see if other people are thinking the same thing as me. And I never comment anything mean on anyone's anything. Like, maybe some people would see something and think that it was mean. The meanest thing I can think that I've ever commented, I don't know. I can't even think of anything. Now, I have certainly liked other people's mean comments on things. I never contribute to a snark subreddit, but I love to see that others think the same. I've contributed one thing to the Sister Wives one, and it was because I couldn't find the answer to a question, which was, if you're not familiar with Sister Wives, you don't really have to know about any of this. Essentially, like, the whole family moves to a new place, and one of the family members, her house, she lives there for like 2 days, and then she's renting it, and then the person who owns the house, like, kicks her out, like, releases her from her lease because neighbors are complaining because they don't want, like, people filming in their neighborhood, like, people doing the show in their neighborhood. And I personally, and maybe it's just because I'm a content creator, but I was like, I feel like that's kind of stupid. Like, is there something about this neighborhood that the general audience of Sister Wives doesn't know? Is there, like, a park right next to this wife's house and they don't, like, want someone else's kids accidentally getting filmed that much? Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to figure out, and then I found the answer to my question after I posted it, because the show makes it seem like everyone just hates that they are a plural family, and so they're just, like, being, I don't even know what the word would be, like, judgy, and don't want them there. But it's actually that when they're filming, I guess they're blocking, like, the whole street so people couldn't get to their houses. And, like, I'm sure some people were also being judgy about them being polygamous, but, and I was like, that makes more sense, because if I was like, if it's just that they don't want people filming a show in their neighborhood, like, not to be rude, but, like, Mr. Beast could live right next to you. Like, people are filming all the time now. If you go out in public, you should assume that a security camera or someone's iPhone or something is filming you. And if other people are like, no, that would freak me out. That's so fair, but it wouldn't freak me out. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's the only time I've ever posted in a Reddit to be like, someone's got to know the answer to this. And they did. If Mr. Beast lived right next to me, I would move. Mr. Beast. Sometimes I can't talk. Sometimes my vowels just, they go all over the place. I've been watching a British YouTuber all day. So, Jar Jar did possess me. I've been watching a British YouTuber all day. It's just, I should have made a list of all the things that they say that I just think is so cute. Something that I think is really funny is that British folks, or maybe just this guy in particular, they say appreciate, but they don't say it the way that, like, Americans say it. When I say appreciate, I'm like, oh, I'm really grateful, and I noticed that you've done something really over the top for me. Like, I appreciate this. But when they say it, they mean, like, I'm acknowledging this, as if, like, like, I appreciate that I'm coming from a place of privilege. I appreciate that I'm on the top floor, so maybe it's a little warmer here than it would be if I was on the bottom floor. Maybe that's why I feel warm. And I just think it's so funny. The other thing is, I was watching them go to Disneyland Paris, and I was like, why are the cars backwards? But it's because they drive on the other side of the road in Disneyland Paris. I mean, it's all going one way, but the driving, what is it called? The wheels on the wrong side, to me. Anyway, yeah. Pip diddly do. I'm trying to become, well-rounded. So I'm just consuming British YouTuber content. What else was I gonna say? What did we do on Saturday? Anyone remember? I was editing all day. That's why. Yeah, and then yesterday we went to look at Christmas lights with the baby, which was really cute. Don't know if you've ever taken a baby to look at the lights. They love them. To be fair, he probably wouldn't have known the difference between that and going to, like, the Home Depot ceiling fan aisle, but he had a really good time, and I had a really good time watching him, and I think that's what matters. I feel that's what matters most. I think my hope and my plan today, I don't think I'll be streaming super long because I have other work to do. You know? The grind never stops over here at CouplaGoofs Incorporated. But I think I want to, we did our bingo cards when last we were together. I think I want to do either a 2025 vision board. We did that for 2023. We didn't do it last year because I was streaming less because I was pregnant. And then, or just like a list of goals. / also, I am working on, I can show the bingo boards. I am working on like a no buy. It's like a less buy for 2025. I don't know what your for your page. I don't know what your for you page looks like right now, but mine has a lot of people saying how they're doing like a no buy year for 2025. And what we are doing is like a less buy year. Let's see. They should be here. Yeah. Oh, we haven't posted them on Instagram yet. I should do that tomorrow. Okay, is everyone ready? Here we have Beep Go. If you're unfamiliar, Beeper is Felix. It's a long story. But here's Beep Go. They said new hot plastic surgery. To be fair, I think this is a little bit cheating because last year's they said calves get really hot, meaning like maybe people have calf surgery, or maybe people start being like, do you have deer calves or spider calves? And I feel like this is very similar, but I will allow it. Another Minion movie, I feel that's probably a given. Teeth, unsure what this means, and they're not here to defend themselves, so do with that what you will. Advances in freezer science, I could see that. Explain teeth, I can't. They were like, maybe there will be a new teeth trend. Maybe people will be talking about teeth. Maybe it'll start to be embarrassing to have veneers if you're a celebrity. Can't explain it. Shaved heads, I thought that was a little ominous. The next powdered greens, I feel like that does make sense. They intentionally kept it vague to be more likely to get it. Yes. Ethan Slater redemption arc. People mad at Ariana Grande. I feel like this is also a given. AI print clothing. Is that not already happening? No idea. New worst Cybertruck is really funny. Ocean Gate 2.0 space ? I think they mean like either we'll get more information on Ocean Gate that's like stressful, maybe I think could count, but I think what they mean is like another billionaire does something stupid. Oh, a company gets canceled for AI print clothing. Ocean Gate in a new setting. Periods controversy, free space. New coffee. I also think this was a good pick for them because if some stressful things happen, a lot of our coffee currently is from outside the US. And so I think they might be like, have you guys tried Indiana coffee? It is made of corn. You know what I mean? Classic cartoon ruined. Next carnivore diet. I think next carnivore diet and next powdered greens are very similar. Agriculture renaissance. Another reason for stressful people to shit on vaccines. So not autism and not, we don't know anything about it, but something new. Sweet potatoes. So this is feeling very similar to teeth, but I don't make the rules. I'm simply here. Dead celebrity becomes spokesperson for a brand. I think they mean like an AI generated thing. Surprising celebrity pregnancy. Lana Del Rey says something terrible again. Nickelodeon reboot. Genetic testing website scandal. Oh, like Ancestry.com. Things like that. They've already had some scandals. I think we're looking for a new one. And demonization of bagels. I think this is like just a good call out from people being anti-Semitic in general, that maybe people will start being anti-Semitic on accident and it's actually about bagels. Question mark. Okay, this is my bingo. This is the one that I made. Taylor Swift collab with problematic artist. Did I spell problematic right? Problematic. I think so. Mine says 2025 bingo. Meme moment at inauguration. I feel like this is a given. Is it problematic? Oh. Yeah, meme moment at inauguration. The last inaugurations where we got gloves Bernie, so I felt like this was a probably. Major celeb comes out as polyam. People last time said Will and Jada. I feel like it wasn't that. I feel like it was them being like, we've been cheating on each other. It didn't feel polyam. I'm talking like Kesha is like, oh, I'm dating this woman who has a random office job in Ohio and we fuck on Tuesdays, and then I'm also dating an 80-year-old man who owns Einstein Bagels. The previous inauguration was when George Bush couldn't figure out how to open an umbrella. Or a throuple moment on carpet. Yeah. We have a Google Calendar for fuck. Cynthia Erivo EGOT status. I hope this one's a given. She has everything but the Oscar, from what I understand. So people are thinking she'll get an Oscar for Elphaba. King Charles dies. I did this one 2 years ago and it didn't happen. I'm bringing it back. John Krasinski vilified. I'm not sure why this will happen. It could be not necessarily him, but maybe people being like, I fucking hate when a man looks like Jim from The Office. And like, you know, maybe that. Only time can get that one. AI book goes viral. I hope not. I'd like to be clear. I'm not trying to claim anything. But I just think we're so close to this. And I'm not saying I would read an AI book, but I can't speak for the masses. I can judge the masses. I've seen what they can do, and they do some things I wouldn't do. Big company makes actual eco-friendly change. This one I am claiming. I hope we see this. I hope some actually big company is like, you know what? Actually, by 2026, we will stop selling plastic or something like that. That would be really nice. Amazon strike. I also think we're not far from this. And I hope that for them. I know people who work at Amazon and really like it. I know way more people who have worked there and hated it. So, new Animal Crossing game release date. Hope so. Felix cleans out their closet. From what I've heard, I've got the insider scoop on this one. We don't think it's gonna happen. Based on the things my husband says. That'll be with the Switch 2. Felix hates cleaning out their closet. The whole time I've known them, I can maybe get them to do it once every 2 years, even though in theory you should be doing it. People with our job, we should probably be doing it like every 3 months. I guess not right now. We haven't done a lot of like clothes collabs recently, but Trend of writing cursive with new name? Oh, okay. So I didn't know how else to phrase this, but you guys know when like white women will be like, "Are you doing the Mamma Mia hair?" And it's just like a hairstyle they stole from black woman. I think that's obviously much more serious than what I'm about to describe. I'd like to be clear, but I think it'll be kind of like that, where I think Gen Z is gonna be like, "Oh my god, I love taking notes in loopy coquette." You know what I mean? Like something like that. Hello, welcome. New Gabby Hanna something goes viral. I feel strongly about this. We haven't heard from her in a minute, and because of that, I think something is coming. Another family vlogger arrested. These are kind of close to each other for being similar vibes, but yeah, I think another family vlogger is definitely gonna get arrested, especially with some of the like laws that have been coming out.
Yeehaw.
I barely know who Gabby Hanna is. I only know her as someone who like gets in trouble on TikTok.
Yeehaw.
Oh my god, hello everyone.
Hello, lovelies. 3 years is wild.
Positive spin on bad USA good slash products. I heard Gabby Hanna went religious. I haven't seen it. I have heard this though. Positive spin on bad USA products. Okay, so what I meant by this, what I think will happen if the tariffs and stuff go into place, as people think they will, as it's been said that they will, I guess. I think that certain influencers / Republicans will be like, and look at this. I'm trying to think of something that breaks easily. Like, what I like most about my clothes is that they fall apart in only 4 washes. And that's great because then I can really keep a fresh wardrobe. You know what I mean? When, like, it's bad that it comes apart after 4 washes. That's bad. Countercultural movement from thinness to fatness. I think what's going to happen with everyone talking about people like Ariana Grande, things like that, about their bodies and about how like Ozempic is making everyone thin. And obviously I'm not talking about people who take semaglutide for actual medical reasons. I'm talking about celebrities who, you know, are pushing early 2000s skinny chic. Anyway, I think it's going to be like embarrassing to be like them. I think people are going to be like, sorry, I'm not some rich, you know, like, you guys know, how you hear, and I wasn't there, I'm a young spring chicken, but you know how you hear that in, like, the 1700s, the 1800s, it was, like, good to be fat, because it meant, like, you were rich, and you could, like, afford lots of food, and da-da-da-da-da, and, like, you would certainly live through a plague. Let's bring that energy back, I'm thinking it'll happen. Goofs get new fridge collab. I hope so. Nothing's really wrong with our fridge. And I am a big believer in using something until it absolutely breaks. So no reason for us to get a new fridge anytime soon because it opens, it closes, it stays cool. However, our fridge handle broke like a month ago. It's been loose the whole time we've had it. We keep like screwing it back on tighter and then it just eventually becomes loose again. Anyway, so now it doesn't have a handle, which actually it doesn't need one because you can just open it from the side. So I don't know why we even left it on this whole time. But anyway, that's the newest thing. It's just like really funny because our freezer does have a handle, so it's a little confusing. My fridge handle's attached with E6000 glue. Junie B. Jones comeback. I think this is possible. I don't know if the person who wrote Junie B. Jones is alive, but I could see them doing like an edgy Junie B. Jones goes to college and she fucks now kind of movie for like millennials. You know? Composting goes coquette. Okay, listen. With everyone talking about like their no-buy years and underconsumption and da-da-da-da-da, I'm also planning on composting next year, hopefully. I really hope so. Anyway, I think people are gonna either call it by a new name or they'll be like, it's so girly pop to to compost, or you know what I mean? Or like maybe like one of the Kardashians will be like, "Oh my god, I've invented a composting machine," and they do already have composting machines, but I think it can mean anything. I love composting, but alas, the wasps. Here's the thing, worms scare me, and I'm gonna be brave this year. Sabrina Carpenter, Pete Davidson. What's fun about the way that I phrase this is they could be dating or they could have massive beef, and it would still count, regardless. SNL announces Lorne Michaels leaving. Yes. I also think if SNL gets canceled, not like stop watching SNL, but like it's off the air, that would also count as Lorne Michaels leaving. He would be leaving SNL because everyone would be leaving it. Regular / poverty core popularized. This is me following the underconsumption that's like type trends. I think what's going to happen with that is not so much like I've already seen people who already live normal lives be like, let's normalize normal things. Da 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 da. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, sorry to keep talking about Kim Kardashian. She's just the only like really annoying, really rich celebrity I can ever think of who I don't know anything about. But I'm talking about Kim Kardashian being like, yeah, I don't want like all clean lines in my all white house. I'm going to start thrifting. I'm going to start buying the Great Value brand. It's cuter. It's like so cozy. Messy core. Yeah. You're getting it. Morgan enters her art era. I might start making art this year. I'm thinking maybe, perhaps. And the new movie with emoji movie premise. I feel this is self-explanatory, but just in case. I feel like the Emoji Movie was, like, you remember it came out and we were like, what is this even going to be about? And then I haven't seen it, but isn't it kind of not really about anything? Like, it's like a Seinfeld episode, but an hour and a half and about emojis. I think Sausage Party, very similar to that, except Sausage Party was dirty and that was the purpose of it. So, like, if they made a movie about your pixels in your computer clocking in and out of work. Hello, welcome. I'm way ahead of the Dollar Tree core trend. I haven't really watched SNL this year. We watched the election night special thinking it would put us in a good mood. It did for a few minutes. It kept me from looking at the polls for a bit. It was funny. Now it's not funny, but at the time it was. And that's really it. I get the party song stuck in my head regularly. Yeah. So those were our bingo cards. We need to post them on our story, and then we also have a blank one to post so other people can make their own. But yeah. They should make an SNL that's funny. That's what I'd do. You know, sometimes they do. Sometimes they have little things sprinkled in that are funny. I do feel like Domingo was funny. I don't know. Here's the thing. I talked about this before. I kind of want to make a TikTok that's like, here's what your favorite SNL sketch says about you. But it'll be like, if your favorite SNL sketch of all time is Debbie Downer, then you are an elder millennial who was probably watching SNL too young. And your parents went through a divorce, or maybe one of your parents is dead. You know what I mean? My dad, no contact, lives in a van, tiny home, and now my friends show me van down by the river. Yes. One of my friends, that was his favorite sketch. I guess I don't know if it was his favorite, but he did quote it a lot. Who's Nikki Healy? What if it's Pat? Am I just non-binary? You can keep saying it. Hello! No worries. It was good to see you. Mine is where Pedro is an auntie. Oh, yes. I really like when Josh Hutcherson was like they do like the vet clinic where Josh Hutcherson was like, okay, right there on the form where it says turtle status, right, dead. Your turtle's dead. She was from writing hateful messages on U.S. weapons. I mean, didn't the entire Republican... Sorry, I don't know this girl, not to defend her. But she ain't the only one. Natalie Portman's rap. Really, anything Lonely Island did? I mean, like, obviously, you know, it's SNL, so not all of it ages very gracefully, but I really loved all the Lonely Island sketches. Yeah. Anyway, my favorite one is Lobster Diner. So then I'm going to be like, if your favorite sketch is Lobster Diner, you have great taste and you're a theater kid and you have to keep it a secret how much you love Lobster Diner. Because people cannot know how much you think it is the peak of comedy. Boner alert. Lonely Island was so funny. Yeah. Anyway, should we make some goals? Automod, you can't restrict my boner alert. But they will. Create a design. What I want is an Instagram story. Alright. Oh, I don't think Seven's here, but if anyone from the UK is here, do you guys call Q-tips cotton buds? Never heard that till today. Unfortunately, I did love Ariana's most recent episode. Not in the UK, but in Ireland. Yes, we do. That's so cute. Very cutesy. So cutesy. What kind of vibe are we going for? Styles. Ooh. Heading, subheading, body. Q-tip is the brand name. I'm just realizing, is that something that folks do in... Is it just an American thing to basically use a brand name for every version of that thing? So, like, tissues we always call Kleenex. Or maybe that's a Southern thing. I don't know. But people will be like, oh, do you have any Kleenexes? And they just mean, like, any tissue will do. In Russia, all diapers are Pampers. Or, like, Band-Aid instead of bandage. Yeah. They don't call them Band-Aids. What do you guys call them? Plasters? Ugh. Dumpster is a brand? What is this dumpster brand? Frisbees. Jacuzzi is a brand. You're lying. What else would you call a dumpster if not a dumpster? You mean a Wizzy disc? I've started saying dippy eggs. It's cuter, sorry. Yeah, it's just so bananas. Bananas. Let's say tomato. All I'm really doing is perfecting my... I'm going to have a great British accent. West Virginia. And then use it to make fun of them. What do we call the breakfast food where you cut a hole out of the bread? Egg in a basket? Isn't that what people call it? I think it's eggs in a basket. Eggs in a... Now I'm second guessing. Went to Australia for the first time recently. They called sharp and extra sharp cheddar. Tasty and extra tasty cheese. You're lying. Bird's nest. That's cute. Toad in the hole. Bird's nest is really cute. Also, like, kind of sad, right? I mean, I guess, you know. Came from a bird. I keep thinking an egg is a baby bird. Sorry. It's not. I'm not lying. It's real. Ollie, I'm suspicious. Sorry, I'm trying to find I guess I could stay on just chatting until I find Toad in the hole sausages is Yorkshire pudding. Toad in the hole? Yeah, I think you guys make these things up. I know they call flip-flops thongs. Also, one time, I don't think Felix is watching, but they used to work at the Boardwalk Bakery, which is a bakery, as it sounds, at Disney World. And they had these, like, British kids come in. Maybe they were Scottish? They had these non-American kids come in. And what they wanted was, like, a Coke. And they said, can I have a fizzy drink? Which is the cutest thing in the world. Frogs for reproductive rights. Tasty is the brand. Interesting. I call them fizzy drinks or minerals. Type Toad in the hole American. I won't. And you can't make me. Everyone share a little win. My little win is that the new video seems to be doing pretty well. I think it's got like 2,000 views. Which is good. Every time I post, so I don't know if other people who have been like taking YouTube very seriously for years feel this way. Because I have not been taking it very seriously for years. But every single time I post a video, I'm like, this is it. People are gonna comment, this is the worst video I've ever seen and I wasted hours of my life. And then they're gonna come to my house and throw eggs at me. Got my Sims 4 working? Hell yeah. I'm one of the views. It's a drink that fizzes. I also, sorry, it's just always so interesting to me that they just get on a train to go places. When I was watching, it's Adam Hatton, who's like a Disney vlogger. He's very, very, very popular. They were going to Disneyland Paris, and they got on the train, the Eurostar, to go there. And they were like, oh yeah, like, all in all, it took us about 3 hours to get here. Like, you know, not bad. If we drove, it would be like 5 hours from London. Oh my God, it's so long. And I was like, if I lived 5 hours from a major theme park, I could go there in one day. I would wake up at 3 a.m., get there at 8, leave at like 8, and get home at like 2 a.m. What do you mean? 5 hours is a long drive. If I lived 5 hours from Paris, I'd be in Paris every weekend. American sense of driving is insane. My girlfriend lives a few hours away from me. Yeah, Penless, you were like, oh, I'm in a long-distance relationship. And I was like, oh my gosh, with an American? That's a long distance. Sometimes I'd be 5 hours from my job. Yes. That's true, Seven. I've never thought about the fact that you have to go through customs going somewhere. Because I've gone out of the country once and it was on the cruise ship. So, like, we only had to do customs. Like, we get on the cruise ship, right? We went to Mexico. And then as we were getting off the cruise ship, we had to go through customs because they knew we had been to Mexico, you know what I mean? And that's the only time I've ever done it. I've never done it at an airport. 5 hours is super long for me. I think that would have killed a European. To drive 1,000 miles. Yeah. 5 hours is fine for a weekend trip, but that isn't a day trip. It depends on what it is. If I'm just going to see a person to have lunch, 5 hours, not a day trip. Not worth it. But if I was doing something really exciting and it had to be in one day, I would do it. Sometimes in Orlando, I've driven 2 hours there and then 2 hours back here in Oregon to get something really good off of Facebook Marketplace. I don't know, because if I'm driving, I can stop whenever I want. I can pull over, I can get a snack, I can play my music really loud. Do you know why your cruise had to go to Mexico? What do you mean? It was scheduled to go there. It was a Mexican cruise. I'm a Walt Disney World Pass holder. I drive 2.5 hours one way to get there. Long distance trains have toilets and a trolley service. Oh my god, that's the other thing. Adam, the British YouTuber I've been watching, they always say toilet when they mean bathroom, which is so funny because like 6 times now he's been like, oh, I have to show you something in the toilet. And I am thinking like this guy shit his brains out and he's about to film it. But he means in the bathroom. In the restroom. Hello, welcome. I was just in Florida for a couple of days before and after the cruise, and everything there felt so spread out and far away from each other. Yeah. Most cruise ships sail under foreign flags, and it's against U.S. law for foreign registered ships to go only to U.S. ports, so they have to go to at least one foreign port. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, trains are so interesting to me. Can't wait. Sorry, I'm still looking for like a template. In case you didn't know, I rarely make my own. Although I probably will. I shouldn't say rarely. I make my own about half the time. But I don't sell any of these things, and I pay for Canva, so I don't feel bad. You know. Okay, let's do... What kind of vibe are we going for this year? I'm feeling... Let's go with like a bright, Muppety vibe. That's what I'm thinking. So I kind of like this blue. I think I want it to be a little deeper, maybe? Because I think we're going to put a rectangle on this bad boy. I took a bullet train north and south when I was visiting Italy, and that was stacked with food. I love his vlogs. I'm having such a good time. That's not rarely. Who is the boss around here? It's me. What's the word that I want? Bright, Muppety. That's what we're going for. The word that I want is banner. Oh, this is in all caps. That's not what I need. I want a cute little banner at the top that I can say like 2025 goals. Chat uprising. Yeah, he just went to Tokyo Disney, and that's been really interesting. I mean, there's only been one out, so maybe it'll get boring, but... Where you order food on the train and a delivery person in the next town lifts it to the train and onto your seat. You mean they take it there? That's bananas. And also, very smart. Yeah, in the Tokyo ones, he was just saying how he took the train from where he was, like from the airport, to where Tokyo Disney is. And the total, like his entire purchase of like riding the train was $5. $5. That's bananas. $5? I'm not over it. The other thing about him in particular, though, when he was like, I can't believe I'd have to drive 5 hours, is I forgot I had makeup on. He worked at the parks, so he lived in Florida for a bit. So he has to know that we drive everywhere. Extreme DoorDash. Yeah. Are usually capped. Oh, like they can't charge more than a certain amount? For tourists, at least. I'm still stuck on that. Do they make you scan your Japanese, like, birth certificate? Or your, I guess, non-Japanese birth certificate? How can they charge tourists a different price? Oh, do you mean because they don't use them as much as, like, a person who lives there? I'm tired of Twitch having a delay. Twitch, simply know what I'm going to say and tell my friends. Oh, conversion rates make sense. That also makes sense, Pinlaz. I would like to enter train United States, please. Train states. Okay. I don't like it. Thought I would. Didn't. Did not. Well, maybe, hang on. Maybe I like the font. I can work with the font. And what I need actually is to just do one number at a time. Also, I might already hate this. The colors aren't necessarily what they're going to be. So everyone keep that in mind. Right now, I'm just going for the vibe. And then I usually do the colors last. Well, who knows? And one thing about me is I will spread misinformation about myself. Because will I? Who knows? Sorry, I'm going to do this and then I still might hate it, just so everyone knows. This 0 is strange to me. Something about it I'm not liking. It's wumpy joggedness, perhaps? I'm unsure. I don't know. I don't like any of this. Start over. Scratch it. Oh, you're right. I forgot. Sometimes it's simply a secret. I feel like this little like coffee break one is a classic one. What do we think? Just the font. Ooh. I like that. I think that's nice. My bingo card for 2025 is spreading misinformation, which is my favorite activity. Don't do cute. Do you know who you're talking to? Okay. What are our goals? Do we have any? Let's do... Okay, hang on. Add a text box. Oh, huge. Oh my so god. Okay. Amazing. Let's make it this. Let's make it this. That's probably big enough. What do you think? I'm not going to stop doing it. I love to push button on phone. Speaking of which, we went to Create a Memory yesterday, which is like a paint your own pottery thing to make Christmas gifts. It was the last day that we could do it to get them in time for Christmas. And then later, Felix was like, oh yeah, the person that we saw at Create a Memory who was ba 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 ba. And then I couldn't figure out, they didn't say at the Create a Memory. They said the person that we saw earlier in the green shirt. Da 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 da. And I was like, who? And they were like, the green shirt guy who da 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 da. I can't remember what they said. And I said, oh, at place? It was like my brain couldn't remember at Create a Memory. So instead my brain was just like, noun. Oh, at place? What? It's amazing. It's perfect. Did they really? Wicked good, like song. Is that true? Now, hang on. If it is Wicked for Good, to Wicked... Wicked for Good does kind of make sense, but I wish they would just call it... I mean, it makes sense they have to call it something different. But I feel like it shouldn't. Because when you're looking at something that's been remade, like Carrie, and then they remade it and they still called it Carrie, if you're Googling it, you just type in, like, Carrie 1972, Carrie 2004, or whatever. I can't believe you're calling me a liar. A liar on the misinformation stream? On my internet? Okay, by the way, these are insane goals, so just everyone know that. 100K on YouTube by the end of 2025. We're at 12 right now, so think about that. It's not impossible. They said John Cena's gonna be in it. Yeah, I feel like part 1 and part 2 is perfect. That's what I want. We did. I'm so sorry. Listen, there's nothing stopping you. I want one of those silver plaques. Sorry. Sorry, I'm basic. 100K on YouTube. I'm gonna stick with 5 major brand deals.
How long are you streaming for?
What's your question for why?
I just would like to plan my evening. Papa's thinking of making chili.
Hmm.
And there's Fritos. He's gonna have that done at like 5.
Oh, that's really soon.
Do you want me to do the peanut butter toast without you?
No.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm trying to figure out. I'm planning my day is all.
I will probably stream till at least 5:30.
Okay.
Why does that make you sad?
Just if you want to be done at 5:30, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. It's going amazing with our manager. Obsessed with her. What am I capitalizing things? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I feel like capitalizing makes more sense. Major brand deals. Oh, but I shouldn't. Because if I was following the rules, I wouldn't. Does it look weird not capitalized? Whatever. I can fix that later. Cinnamon in chili? Electric Bakaloo is really funny. They're gonna give you a Netflix original. When we first started talking to our manager, she was like, I just want to know, like, what you're into, what you're not. Like, at first, I'll probably just send you everything I get just to see. And then eventually, like, when we've been working together a while, I can probably, like, already know if you're going to turn something down and just, like, check by you versus, like, And I was like, oh, we don't really say no to much. Just, like, anything that's on the BDS list, we wouldn't want to do a brand deal with. And then, like, we really don't want to do Amazon, but also, like, I need y'all to know if Amazon was like, we'll pay you $20,000. I'm so sorry. I do need the money. That's good money. Now, Shein, I don't think there's an amount that they could pay me. That's so funny. It took me a minute. But, but I was like, but I don't know, like, da-da-da-da. We've got a baby to raise. I've got debts to pay. And she was like, right. And then it's kind of been true. Like, we finally, if you've been here a while, you know that we've been having a lot of trouble getting brand deals. Not just us, like any content creators. The last, like, year, really, but especially the last, like, 5 months. And now we finally have some. We just posted one with the Oregon Health Insurance Marketplace. That was really nice. Anyway, yeah, so we've said no to a few things, but it's because we keep getting brands who, first of all, don't pay anywhere near our rate. And, like, we don't always make everyone pay our rate because, again, like, we need money. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say no to, you know, half of my rate. But, like, when we have 500,000 followers on TikTok and you're like, we'll pay you $200 and give you this huge unnecessary thing you don't want that's worth $600, I'm not doing that. And then I just have a thing I don't want in my house. Have you tried big spoons? Spoons are going to be huge in 2024. 2025? Yeah, no, exactly. So the only things we've said no to have been like, yeah, it's always stuff like that. It's always like, did you want to do, we got one that was like, we are a plus size clothing brand company, like send us your rates. And I was like, oh cool. So I forwarded it to the manager. And then they're a plus size clothing brand company that only sells on Amazon. Their pictures look AI generated. And I'm talking, it is quite literally like white long sleeve blouse. Red long sleeve blouse. Polka dot long sleeve blouse. There's like 8 items. Yeah, I hope so. Not even a cold shoulder. Nothing to make it pop. Yeah. 5 major brand deals. I'm going to say 1 big vacation. I'm just going to say 1 vacation. Bigger than going to the cabin, but it doesn't need to be... Like, I think if we went to Alabama, that would count. The plus stands for the extra fingers. Yeah, I just, like, I'm not interested. Oh, we do get emails all the time of people being like, can you please advertise our AI for content creation? And, like, don't get me wrong. I am not out here to talk about the ethics in general of, like, every single type of AI, right? But I do think that you shouldn't be using it for art or anything similar to that. I completely get why people are like, I asked ChatGPT to make recipes for me. Like, I'm understanding that. It's not something that I personally do, but I'm not here to argue about that. But, like, that's not even what they're emailing us about. They'll be like, we help artists who have an idea in their head but can't quite draw it make art with AI. And I'm like, okay, so they don't make it then? They just tip type? But then is that taking away from recipe content creators? Oh my god, when I posted the not the one this week, not the Q&A, but the Week in Our Life thing, so many people were like, if you hit print on a recipe page, it just pulls up what it would look like if you printed it. And then it doesn't have ads. Genius. 1 vacation. No. Yeah, Twitch said, we'll see. Let's say 200. We're at 130 on Instagram right now. I'm setting lofty goals. These are lofty. Like still using the convenience tool, but also clicking the person who wrote it. Yeah. What else did I want to do? Oh, I kind of want to do... I thought about posting this on our story or threads. Maybe I still will. But, like, I really kind of want... What was I about to say? It completely left my head. Oh, we're obviously having a big birthday party. First birthday party for the baby. His birthday's in June. My birthday's at the end of July. And because I had a brand new baby last year for my 30th birthday, I didn't get to have a birthday party. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I love to have a birthday party. And so I kind of want to have a birthday party next year that's, like, also really big. But, like, only, like, 6-7 weeks before will we have just had one for the baby. So is it stupid to then, like, a month and a half, 2 months later have all of our friends over again, but for me? I also, like, I don't know how to tell people, like, I'm 31, you really don't have to bring presents. Like, I just want everyone to really commit to the costumes or the theme. But, I don't know. I think I might text all of my friends soon and be like, would you do this? Be honest. Because I hate putting a lot of effort into a party and, like, half the people don't show up. My friends did double birthday the same weekend because it was the baby's first birthday and the dad's 40th. Or do we go on a vacation for my birthday? You see what I'm saying? I've always got these ideas going. Okay. What else do I want to do? Oh, make art. This is very loose. Make art. Like, is art a good word? What I want is, like, I think that I'm a creative, right? Like, I'm making videos, I'm, like, coming up with ideas. Felix is editing short form, I'm editing long form. Like, I am being creative. What I want is, like, I want to get into, like, painting. You know what I mean? Yeah, I tried to have a Christmas party last night and only 2 friends made it. That happened to me last Halloween. And I was so sad. Make art to profit? Make visual art? I mean, like, the videos are still visual. Oh, try a new art medium I like. Sorry, I'm trying to, like, not... That's wrong. That's right. Like, I'm not trying to diss what I'm currently doing. Here's the thing. Probably not, because that would be so many sections. It's like 35 questions. I don't even, like, currently have the time to set the YouTube videos into chapters, which is what other big YouTubers do. Like, because it's something I have to figure out, and I don't have the time to Google how to do it. I honestly only pick where the ads are, like, kind of barely. Where I'm like, this seems like a good spot. And then I kind of skip through it to be like, this won't be that weird. Get massively into collecting Pokemon cards. No, oh my god, it would take so long. I keep being like, and the next video I'm going to sit down and make sure all the subtitles are right. And I still haven't done that. So, like, which nobody's been, like, shitty. Because, like, it does have the, no, it doesn't make any difference. It's literally up to you if you watch the full ads, as far as I understand it. Which is kind of nice. Because obviously, like, nobody wants to watch the full ads. But what I do typically, if I'm watching YouTube, it's because, like, I'm also doing something else. So, like, it does usually play the full ad. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Don't go away. This is so funny. Sorry, I really need to make, like, a Canva stream overlay, but I don't have one yet, so we're using the book one. So sorry, there's not any pictures about what I last read. But you guys can talk about what you last read while I'm gone. Be right back. Hello, back again. Hello. I am currently reading Last Night at the Telegraph Club. Did I say that right? Telegraph. Yeah. Which is it's set in the 50s. It's a Chinese-American girly pop who I think is a lesbian, but based on the way she's talking, maybe she's also going to be trans. Hello, oh my god, thanks for being here. I was literally just talking about this is what I do with other YouTubers, so I'm so glad that you're here. Because I was like, I find someone I like and then I watch everything they've ever put out. Which is why I only really watch like 5 or 6 YouTubers. Anyway, I'm reading Last Night at the Telegraph Club. It's going well so far. I'm only like 20% through, maybe less than that. Um, I just read The God of the Woods. It was recommended to me by my friend Sid. Sorry, I do know their name. I'm trying to decide if that is a nickname. Anyway, Sid's their name on the internet. I can tell you that. But we have similar book tastes. We don't know each other in real life. We just follow each other. And so I messaged them and was like, didn't you really like this book? I'm now a Libro FM girly. And it was on there. Because it was taking so long to come up in my library. That's a great question. I would say so far, no. But, like, I'm sure it will be. Something about me, though, is, like, that doesn't stress me out. And I know it stresses other people out. So, like, I read that book, My Policeman. Don't. Unless you liked it. If you liked it, I'm sorry. So fucking boring. The reason I read it is because they made a movie with Harry Styles. I still haven't watched it, actually. But I was like, oh, I want to read the book first. So boring. Oh, my God. I feel like nothing happened in it. Except there's a lot of homophobia. But even that was, like, it was boring to me. I was like, okay, and this guy got beat up because he's gay? Happens. When does something interesting happen? And that was like the only thing that happened, if you ask me. I found it very boring, but I want stakes to be really high and stressful in the books that I read. Otherwise, I think they're boring. So, so if you're like, I hate when people are mean to each other in books, don't take my recommendations. Speaking of which, I'm gonna say Morg gets an advanced reader's copy for a book. Just one book next year. I'd like to get an advanced reader's copy. And not like, if you were like, oh, I have one you can borrow. That's not what I mean. I want like someone... Unfortunately, it is about homophobia, so yeah. If you're like, oh, like, I have one I can lend you. What I mean is, like, I want someone who is publishing Suzanne Collins' new Hunger Games book to message me personally and be like, would you like an early copy of this? So I can be like, Suzanne, I would like an early copy. Thank you so much. Just one. No, so fair. The only thing I ever really want to know about is child death. And even then, I just want to know what's going to happen. At this point. We'll see. We'll see if I feel differently as I continue to read. Yeah. What else do I want to do? How many patrons do we have right now? I think I should set a Patreon goal. Speaking of which, I was supposed to post on it today. OMG! Sorry, I got a Libby notification, speaking of which. And the Dick Van Dyke audiobook is mine. Thank you. I have 2 other books to finish before that, though. Let's go. Yeah. I don't know. I want, like, to say something specific. Oh, Patreon. That's what I was looking up. How many followers we have how many subscribers we have on Patreon. The Patreon app. By the way, if you guys were like, oh, I'm thinking of becoming a patron, if you haven't heard, if you're going to subscribe, don't do it on your iPhone. If you have an iPhone, do not do it. Go to a desktop to subscribe, and then you can still download the app and log in, and it won't charge you anything extra. If you're a new subscriber, if you have already subscribed to us, this doesn't apply to you. If you are continuing a subscription, it doesn't apply to you. But if you are like, oh, I'm thinking of, like, helping the Goofs pay for their groceries and stuff, which, like, thank you so much to everyone who does that. Apple's starting a new thing where they're charging you an extra, it's like something cuckoo bananas. It's like an extra $6 if you are subscribing on an iPhone. to a Patreon. $6? That means our $1 tier would be $7. Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, my book goal this year was 50. I had a baby, don't know if you heard, so I only hit 32. Actually, it'll probably be 33 by the time the year ends. So I think I'm going to make next year only 40. I can't spell. Maybe I should put learn to spell correctly. Read 40 books. Here's the other thing, though. I try to not talk about books too much on social media because I'm not trying to be a bookfluencer because those guys are held to a really high standard. Yes, why would I pay Apple? I already paid them. I already paid them for the iPhone. Why do I need to pay them to use an app? Oh, interesting, Seven. I didn't know that. Yeah, it does also charge you an extra $1 if you subscribe on Twitch. An extra $1 is still annoying, but it's usually worth it to me to not have to go to a computer. But anyway, if you were thinking of subscribing, but you're like, I don't want to pay $7, if you do it on a desktop, you can pay $1. I'm subscribing to the creator, not Apple. Apple actually already has my money, and they don't need any more money. They have plenty. Oh, patrons. I'm British now. I'm in my British era. Would you like a cup of tea? Lovely. That's lovely. I'm stealing lovely. You know? Remember how British people colonized everything? I'm taking back lovely. That's mine now. Is it? It always says that I'm yelling. I know you can hear my chair creaking. I'm shocked at how real this baby looks. I love when babies are born and they look like they know something. Right now we have like 1,100 patrons. I'm going to say 1,500. That would be astronomical. That's so rude. Mine's like basically almost turned all the way up. She has a full nose. LJ, you're so lucky. Yeah, so like it shows me, like I can see how much I'm talking and it's like up to the yellow. I mean, I can turn it up a little bit more. How is this? Is that better? I think the other reason we don't have ours turned all the way up is, I don't know if you know this, but I'm very naturally loud. I have to have projector volume at 100 for both game audio and your audio. Oh, interesting. Twitch said you don't have to yell. Literally. I mean, I can turn it up. I can certainly turn it up more. What? LJ showed up and said, I'm a person of the people, and I'll be speaking. Interesting. Well, it's turned up all the way now. This is as loud as it's gonna get. That's so funny. I think also we're traumatized because if you've been around the block for a while, you'll notice. Back in the day when we first started streaming, I lost it, it's gone. Back in the day when we first started streaming, we had the Yeti mic, and we would be like across the room, and people would be like, I can still hear you chewing. Drake, I watch everything on my iPad. Oh, I also want to follow our buy less rules. What's happening? Did I turn up my mic and now my keyboard's not working? Follow 2025. We can also make that probably because I think we'll be done with this pretty quick. I don't think I'm gonna make a vision board. Yeah, I can hear Felix upstairs. That's exactly it. Okay. This feels very good. I'm liking this. Oh! I also, like, I want to take Pinterest more seriously. I've been saying that for a while. Okay. Also, everyone has to be really nice to me that I can't spell. Pinterest. It just always seems wrong. I've flipped it. Yeah. That seems... Is that right? Pinty Rest? Oh yeah, we used to do accents. Sorry, it was like Southern accent, British accent, baby accent. I know I would like to be clear. I do know that it's interest with a P in front. What I'm telling you is that I can't spell the word interest. I think the I and the E should be the same letter. So, controversial opinion alert. They make the same noise to me. That's crazy. I can certainly be louder. Maybe it wasn't baby accent. I think it was us being like, the bill. Oh no, the bill. Maybe we didn't have it for that long. Twitch is famously quiet. I'm famously loud. Sorry. Take Pinterest more seriously. All right. Oh, we should make a Twitch one. How many? Let's see. We have almost 10,000 followers. I honestly think if I made a really big deal about it, we could hit 10,000 before the end of this year because we're only 42 away. We just lost a follower. As I said that. That's so sad. I like Lemonade, but it's owned by ByteDance, which is who owns TikTok. So it will go away with the TikTok ban. Isn't that so bananas? I watched it happen. No, I appreciate it. I didn't feel like you were being snotty or anything. That's good to know. That is so fucking funny. Anyway, yeah. What I want, it was the 6 extra Apple dollars. It's free to follow me. Maybe it was just something we did and it wasn't. It was just that for years. I don't know if you know this, but like nowadays they're like, don't do baby talk to your baby. Like they want you to speak whatever your normal accent is to your baby so that your baby will sound like you when they talk. Makes sense. They don't want you to be like, "Aw, that's so cute. You're the cutest baby in the world." And like obviously you can do it sometimes, but you know, I think we're all familiar with like the term baby talk, right? Now they're like, talk whatever your normal is to your baby so that they don't, you know, talk like that. Anyway, if you've known me and Felix for some time, it was me saying E and I are the same. Some language arts teacher was like, I'm out. I'm unfollowing. If you've known me and Felix for years, we do that. We've done that for almost 5 years now because it was during the like quarantine for the pandemic where Hannah said, it was before masks were a thing, to be clear. It was when, if you remember at the very beginning, they were like, don't wear masks. Only doctors and nurses need to wear masks. So, but Felix had one on because they were scared. Because they had to go to the grocery store. And they had it on in the car driving there. And Hannah said, can you take your mask off? I'm scared. It's scary. Yes. Yeah. So, like, they do want you to talk exaggeratedly to your baby. And, like, have really exaggerated big facial expressions and exaggerated, like, tone and, like, you know what I mean? But, yeah, they don't want you to say, like, who's a little baby? Who's the littlest baby in the little world? which is really hard because Felix and I talk like that to each other all the time. Especially with things like bears. Or when we're sleepy, we'll say, I'm sleepy. As an animal person, it's the same for dog training. That kind of talking is reserved for my cat. Anyway, all this to say, the person who unfollowed us on Twitch, I feel like you can't ever count on subscribers. So I guess maybe my goal should just be for followers. I'm just going to say 12,000. Because it took us this long to get to 10,000 and we've been streaming for like 3 years. And we take a lot of breaks. And we had a baby. So maybe if we were super consistent and I didn't cancel just because I'm sleepy, it would be higher. What can I say? I'm sleepy. I'm just a girl. Okay. I feel like this is a good start. Thank you. I really like posting them on YouTube. I'm really glad that we made a second YouTube channel just for streams. I feel like that helps a lot because so many people don't want to watch the streams, and that's so fair and so fine. What a great question. Just depends. So, not exactly. What counts the most for Twitch, which we haven't done very many sponsored Twitch streams. So like someone like Luxie, who does them way more often, could probably tell you more specifically. In my very limited Twitch sponsorships experience, they like ask how many followers you have, but what matters the most is like your CCTV number, which is like the average number of people you get watching a live stream. So like right now our average is honestly probably like 80 people, which is not very much in the Twitch sponsorship world. CCV is what I said. If you heard me say something else, you're mistaken. It does not, it's not your closed captioning television. I love YouTube. I really love editing. It just takes so long. And I don't know if you know this, but the baby is not a very good assistant editor. Yeah, so it's hard because like you have to put a lot of, I think what's hard about Twitch, making it profitable, similar to anything else, in this part, it's similar to anything else, is that you have to put a lot of time into it, and often a lot of money into it before you even start to see any growth. We were super lucky because we already had a following on TikTok. And so we were able to move. What we used to do is we would be live on TikTok and Twitch at the same time. But I don't know if you know this, the people on TikTok are super fucking mean. So like we would be live on TikTok right before Twitch and people would be like, "You're so ugly. Get off of TikTok," and and then they just follow to Twitch to also bully us. I was a nice guy on TikTok, by the way. A rarity. Anyway, so then we stopped going live on TikTok, but with TikTok getting bans, I think I'm gonna ask Felix if I can go live on there like maybe every other day. Just being like, hey, if you're here watching this, follow on Twitch. Closed circuit. What? I did not know that. People love to be mean and weird on the internet. We have a lot of words. We have so many words banned on TikTok. We have the word, it may not be a ban anymore, but we have the word, we had the word masks banned because it was more people being mean to us about wearing them than it was people complimenting. And it's like that with a lot of things that we have banned as words. It's not so much, like there are certainly nice things people would say with those words, but there were more people saying mean things with those words. But yeah. Yeah, And I just don't, I have a hard time reading something and then pretending I didn't read it. Yeah. So sad. But it is so stressful. And I just can't believe there's any way that it wouldn't get banned. So like, I think it is going to happen. But I should be utilizing the time that it's still around for the next month to try to bring more people to YouTube. And I think the best way to do that is going to be by going live. So, I don't know. I have to talk to Felix about it. But hopefully that'll happen. They made a TikTok from our most recent, like, normal vlog. I don't think they posted it. Let me look. Oh, my so god, please. Oh, no, yeah, they didn't. We have one, though. That's like, this is the kind of stuff that we are posting on YouTube. If you want to come watch us. Yeah, we do have a couple TikTok mods. It's also, it's not even like, it's not that people, I think something that is a really nuanced thing to say, which is why I'll say it here on Twitch where people are live. I mean, I guess I do post this to YouTube, but it would be hard to make like a TikTok about. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all when people are like, oh, you're fat or you're ugly or like being gay is a sin or whatever. Like, okay, all right. But like sometimes people from like our own community are so fucking mean for no reason. So I feel like something that happens, not just to me, but to like a lot of influencers, is sometimes people will see like one video where you have actually I have the perfect example. Right after people started talking about boycotting Starbucks for multiple reasons, I think we all know, but we posted a video where you can see that Felix is using a reusable Starbucks cup, as in like we've had it for like 5 years and put it in the dishwasher. It's reusable. And they were drinking out of it, and it like the label was facing the camera, not because it was an ad or anything, but just like because that's how it happened to get sat down. And we got so many, and like it could have been more, but like people were like so mean, saying like that we didn't care about Palestine or that we didn't care about unions or how like we were a disgrace to like, you know, leftists and liberals alike, like all kinds of stuff. That was just so mean. And like all we did was use a reusable cup that we already owned. And like so many things happen like that all the time. And so like those kind of things really hurt my feelings. Of people being like, you are a bad example of this thing that you really care about or whatever. So like, or like we posted about like, you know, the anniversary of our miscarriage, like when it had been a year or something, and people were like, oh, well, like you shouldn't have told anyone before your second trimester, so like your baby deserved to die. Like, you know what I mean? People are mean. There was someone else who like, this will be the last one, sorry, I'm not trying to bum anyone out, but right after we had a pregnancy loss, someone who is gay was like, oh, you need to work through your like inherent, like not inherent, what's the word that I want? Like it's not competitive, like your like you aren't separating yourself from white supremacy and that's why you want to have children. Like if you really cared about the planet, you would just get a dog instead. Internalize is the word that I want. Anyway, people say stuff like that on TikTok. So like it's so scary. And so that's why I hate going live. Because I can't read those things and not react to them. I don't mind people saying that I'm fat and ugly. That's fine. I don't care. Sure. Whatever. But, like, people say stuff like that all the time. It's just so much. What an odd thing to say. Oh my god, yeah. Did y'all see that person who, like, I posted the short that was like, this year we get to put our names on our stockings and, like, we have a third stocking because we have a baby and that's so exciting. And someone commented and said, like, it was your choice not to put your 2 names on it before. And I was like, she was like, don't blame, I don't remember how she phrased it, but she was like, it was your choice. But people responded to Felix on Instagram and said that maybe she thought we got an abortion, which still wouldn't be cool to say, but that would at least make more sense as to why she thought we could have done 3 before. I don't know. It was very weird. Sorry, I'm playing with my little stress cube. Anyway, so I'm very stressed out about the TikTok ban. But at the same time, I do feel like they're meaner. People say that Instagram comments are meaner, and that has not been my experience. I feel like older millennials is who is on Instagram commenting the most, and maybe it's just that I understand them better. Yeah. Yes, I love it so much. The place where I got it's going out of business, and so I want to go buy another one before they do. People are so strange. Anyway, yeah. Now, I think really quickly, I'm gonna copy this page. Hello. Yes. Muppets in Moscow. Interesting. That's super interesting, Abby. Thank you. It's just a fun thing to do, especially now with a baby. People are so strange. Threads seems mean. Threads has been nice to me pretty much. Knock on wood. Oh my so god, I can't type. Only took 5 tries to spell the word year correctly. Okay. Here's my plan with less by year. Less by doesn't make sense. I understand that. The reason I'm saying that is because other people are calling it their no by year, and mine's not no by.
Yeehaw.
Here we go.
To quote one of my friend's songs about internet trolls, you talk about me like I don't watch the awful things you say to me, but not direct like I can't read.
No, I agree, not so binary art. I stopped using TikTok for a while. Don't know if you heard. It was great. Loved it. Big fan. Huge. Now I am still using it a bit. And because I wasn't on it for so long, it stopped showing me stressful things. And I just started, literally anytime I saw something, oh, buy less year makes way more sense. I'm so glad you guys are so smart. Anyways, she's so cool and she's so normal. Hey, please. Okay. I know I'm kind of doing this in a cuckoo bananas way, but it makes sense to me. Just know that. Bold. Here we go. Is this Canvas Sands? Is that what this is? Oh my god, it looks so nice when it's skinny. It looks silly big. Have I got a different big? That works. Okay, my plan is to label the sections reduce, reuse, and recycle. Does that make sense? So cool, so normal, so chill. Chill. I personally think people who call it a no-buy year maybe don't live on the same planet as me. If you haven't seen the, like, post about it, what it is like, you can buy stuff. It would be cuckoo bananas to expect people not to buy anything. But it's like, you
Yeehaw.
only buy things you
Hi,
need.
internet mother.
Hello. Reduce 100. Sorry, it's because I want to keep the font. So people who are doing like a no buy year are like, I will only make coffee at home. And obviously they have to buy the ingredients for coffee at the grocery store. But like, they will never buy fun coffee. Like, that's their goal. And that is not realistic for me. Or my family. So, yeah. And personally, my ADHD is not in check that much, but I admire her so much. I've been making notes in my phone so I can make a cute one. And then I think I'm going to make like a 20-minute video about this. Like a medium length video. Sometimes I forget how to talk, in case you guys haven't noticed. After we use up our regular sponges, we got bamboo dish scrub, and it's been the most solid, useful thing. Yes. Yeah, we have a bamboo one, and I love it. That's how I feel. I would much rather, I talked about this in the most recent Q&A, but like, I would much rather do something consistently but imperfectly than try really hard to do something really hard and then give up because I just feel so bad that I fucked it up so much already. I'm also not typing out like my like exceptions. I am going to talk about them as I type them up though. And so everyone later when I put out a medium length YouTube video, everyone acts surprised. But right now we're a soundboard together. Only, how can I phrase this better? Only one fun coffee per week. What's another word for fun? like it's made outside of my house. That may be a life-changing thing. Only one, what's the word that I want? Like, fancy? Takeout is good. Recreational? Outside coffee? Outside my house? House is hell. Extracurricular coffee. Oh, takeaway. Outside purchased. It is real. Okay, I'm so sorry. You guys all have really good words, but I'm still just going to say fun coffee. But I'll capitalize it. I'm kind of already doing this. I'm kind of already doing a lot of them, to be fair. I'm going to take this down. I feel like fun coffee, like that is what it is. Only one fun coffee per week. I would say for all of these rules, if we do go on vacation, like if we go to Alabama or whatever, none of these things will count. I hopefully will keep them in mind because like the one that has the biggest things is reduce. So just like buying less. Vacation is a special time. That's how I feel. One capitalism coffee. Okay, I'm saying only one. I'm putting unnecessary in quotes. Unnecessary? Is that right? This has too many S's and C's in it. Is that right? Oh my so god. That's exactly what I said. Okay, only one unnecessary purchase per month. I would like everyone to know that it's not that I'm currently like buying a ton of presents for myself all the time. Very much no. But I feel like what I do right now is I won't buy myself anything fun, like a new shirt or like a book or something like that for months, and then 1 month I'll just go ham crazy for no reason. That's what they say, EP Girl Nat. It has never once helped me. Because it's too many still. Also, why are there two N's? There's not always two N's. No, Felix, everyone bully my husband. Because it's a hard word to spell. Unnecessary. I'm talking like a new candle. Like, I'm trying really hard to focus on finishing what I have before I buy a new one. That is also something I focused on this year, and I actually feel like I did really well. I didn't buy any new, like, fun shampoos or, like, fun body washes. We, every now and then, we'll buy two at once, because it's like a buy one full price, get the other one half off, or things like that. But, like, I wouldn't buy, like, a new... Crabbing. I bought way less candles this year. I bought one, I think, actually. I think I bought one candle, which was the one that I did in the October vlog. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to keep a note on my phone. That's like January, February. You're not shy. Prioritizing shop our pantry. Again, I would like to emphasize these are all things I'm kind of doing. I'm making a, I don't know if you know this, but I'm very type A. I'm making a list. Okay, prioritizing. Shop your pantry, if you're unfamiliar, is like when you're making your plans for the week. Like seeing what you have in your pantry. Like, oh yeah, I forgot we bought an extra can of beans for this thing that we didn't use. How can we like incorporate that into dinner? So it's like one less ingredient we have to buy at the store because we already have it here. You know what I mean? Oh man. Okay, please. Please, sir. Thank you. Just move that on down. I guess it should be shop our pantry. It's not just mine. I want, what's the word that I want? What I'm trying to say is like I want to utilize Facebook Marketplace more. And I know what you're thinking. How is that possible? Don't you use it all the time? I do. But as a seller / gifter, I don't. And I would like to do it more. I live really close to like 5 different locations where I could be like, I'll meet you in the such and such parking lot. But I keep being like, I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to give out my address to like 500 people. So I'm going to try and be brave and drive places like that. This goes along with trying to DoorDash less, which is not necessarily eating out less, but it is like I need to just drive there. It saves so much money to just drive there, and I have the ability to. Not so binary art. It's my Apple Notes app. I've tried so many things, and nothing is as good as just making a note in my phone. But that's because this is one of the many reasons why I don't think I have ADHD. Maybe I do. But like I don't make notes in my phone and like forget about them. I don't make like doom piles or doom bags. Some people in our house do, and that's okay. Everybody has different things that they do. But prioritize many adventures into the world. Look who's learning to romanticize their life, Lily. Yes, I do also use GoodNotes. But yeah. So I want to I'm just going to say utilize buy nothing. I spelt it right and good. Anyway, I love selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but I should also be that was the same letters I typed. I should also be here's a picture that I can't donate, but it's got a single crack in it. Does anyone want to use it as a vase in their home? Finding a home for things you don't need. Yeah. Yeah, I've on several occasions deleted a note I needed later. Rehoming things, yes. Okay. Buying almost. Please, my fingers. Okay. So buying almost all of our gifts secondhand. We don't have that many gifts to begin with. So, like, number one, I don't have that many friends who, like, expect things like a birthday present, which is nice. Not complaining. Two, I do think all of my friends who I do buy birthday presents for love a secondhand gift. So I don't think this will be particularly hard. Except, unfortunately, my phone knows how much I love to buy things. And it gets me. So part of this is also, I've seen where folks are saying they're unsubscribing from, like, Lucy and Yak or, like, Target or, like, any of those things that, like, send you emails that are like, here's the deals this week. Ba 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 ba. Now, I'm not unsubscribing. I can talk so good, by the way. I'm, like, a professional talker. I'm not unsubscribing from small businesses because obviously it's, like, really important for them to have reach. So I still plan to stay subscribed to all the small businesses that I follow like that via email, but every time I get a new email that's from, like, a big company, I've been unsubscribing this week. It's not for me. No, thank you. But also if I can't buy secondhand, oh, why don't I just do shop and then also it can be shopping small. Shopping almost all all gifts secondhand / small. Shopping. Let's just do shopping. Let's do gift shopping. Okay, and here I go. Gift shopping. Gift shopping. Gifts. Gift shopping. Almost only secondhand / small. I just sign up to get a coupon and then forget to unsubscribe after. Yes, me too. Same with my phone number. So I've started, I'll put my phone number in, whatever. Okay, the government already has my information. Don't yell at me. Okay? Anyway, I get my little code and then I go, stop. Just right then. Before I forget. The next one is I think I'm going to try to re-enter my shampoo / conditioner bar era. Is that right? When I first started dating Felix, they were super into sustainability. They are still probably more, like, sustainable than I am in general, but it's obviously much easier to buy shampoo and conditioner in squeezy bottles. But I think I would like to go back to shampoo and conditioner bars. It depends, though, because if you didn't know already, I have horrible dandruff. I always have. So I don't know if that is feasible, but we'll see. I also think maybe what I'll do is, like, a combination. So, like, maybe because I wash my hair, like, 2 to 3 times a week. And so maybe it's, like, twice a week I use the bars and, like, once a week I use liquid. You know what I mean? I have been wanting to I Googled a long time ago. This chair is so creaky. I'm glad you guys can't hear it, I've learned. I've never found one that works, Nat, but here's hoping. Maybe I'll put a question mark. Either way, something is better than nothing. That's how I feel. Okay, I'm trying to buy no physical books this year. The exceptions... Okay, physical. I don't think they should be putting letters that don't do anything in words. New rule. Hey, new rule. Why are there so many letters in physical? That's what I typed. Whatever. Anyway, no physical books except when I'm continuing a series. There's a couple of series, except new for series? What's the word that I want? I don't know what I'm saying. As a teacher, I agree. You know, like Hunger Games, which I mentioned earlier. Except sequels? New releases in series. That works. Like, you know, the new Hunger Games book. Very excited, very excited. We're bringing back the midnight premiere. This is just the beginning. I want to go over it with Felix before I, like, make a video about it. But I think my plan is to make a short form video with, like, this that we're making right now. And then, a super long... I'm so excited. A medium length YouTube video also about it. Because I also think people love talking about the things they're planning on doing. Okay. Reuse. Here's what I have in reuse. Not near as much. There's a girly. I need her to come back on my For You page. I certainly follow her. I know I follow her. I can't find her, though, because I don't know her name. But she did a no-buy year for this past year. And she made a video every time she was like, here's this thing I wanted to buy, but I am trying to figure out if I can make it. Here's how I made it. And the best example that I can think of is she started doing yoga this year. And she was like, I really wanted a yoga, like, roller. I forget what they're called. Where it's like a giant cylinder. Anyway, she made it. She had, like, a ton of scraps. And she just, like, made a cylinder out of fabric and stuffed it fucking full, so it was firm, of, like, scraps. And made it. And she was like, this works great. Foam roller, yeah. She made hers out of fabric, but... And she was like, this works for what I need it to work for, because I'm only doing XYZ, I'm not doing this other thing. Can I make this? Do I have something that would work? I think this is something that I really struggle with, especially as someone who is type A, because I really like for, like, all of my bins to match. I really like for all of my whatever to match. And that's where I will be giving myself, like, grace. This is what I mean by, like, buy less. Because, like, there are certain things where it really is that important to me. And there are other things where it's like, maybe I should loosen the reins on this a little bit. You know what I mean? Oh, focusing on mending things. This is huge. I would say the best example is right now. I don't know if you've heard, but our vacuum is terrible. It's so bad. And it's because, like, I've never given it, like, a deep clean. I've, like, cleaned out the vacuum before, right? It's a vacuum. So I've, like, opened it up and, like, used the tiny vacuum to vacuum all the dust out of. But I've never, like, taken it apart and, like, scrubbed the inside parts to the vacuum. And I'm thinking, like, before I'm like, this vacuum's horrible, I need to buy a new one. Then what I need to do is, like, look it up. I'm a big girl. Look it up in the manual, on the internet, how to take this vacuum apart and clean it really good and put it back together. Because if I can do that and it fixes it, that saves me. What's a vacuum cost? Like $100? That's practically $1,000. If you ask me. I'll do mending / fixing, because, like, mending is specifically about sewing, but yeah. Yes. I feel like also people are talking a lot about mending and sewing right now. By the way, life hack, this isn't a life hack, it's just an opinion, but if you are scrolling on TikTok with both of your fingers, I guess, and you're like, oh yeah, I love this creator, what you should be doing right now is going to their page, then clicking on their links and seeing if they're on YouTube and Instagram. For the love of God, please follow them other places. Please. And also tell your friends, hey, every time you're on TikTok and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot, I really like this person, please click on their link. It just takes an extra few seconds. And then just go into YouTube, look them up, follow them. It's free. Oh, no. Hold on. I'll repeat it. Has it been 30 seconds yet? I'll repeat itty. Yes, I don't know why it's doing that. Pause, I'm so sorry. It's like sometimes, it's been doing that lately. I need to look at it. I need to understand. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, if you're scrolling on TikTok with two fingers and you see someone's videos and you're like, oh yeah, I really like this person, I like every time I see their videos, please just like, if you're on there and you see someone you really like, please just click on their page, go to their links and see if they're on Instagram and YouTube, and if they are, follow them there. You don't have to do both, just pick one. Please, for the love of God, please. Also tell your friends, please, please, please. As you're scrolling and you're having fun scrolling, and we all love scrolling, just like when you get to someone, you're like, oh yeah, I really like this person. Just go find them somewhere else. Just go see. If they're somewhere else. Sorry, this thing gives me breaking news, which is so annoying. But this says Trump not eligible for immunity in New York hush money case, which would be very interesting. Sorry, we don't normally talk about stuff like that, but it scared me because I thought it was gonna be something else. No, I don't think so. I think you could. That's a great idea, actually. That's the thing. Like, that's what's so annoying about people who are saying, which I've only seen a few people saying that, but there are people who are like, why are creators so stressed out? Instagram does the same thing. And it doesn't. Like, I follow people so quickly on TikTok. I don't mind if I want to follow a ton of people. On Instagram, I don't want to follow a ton because what happens is I don't see anything if I follow too many people. Same with YouTube. Yeah, that's a great idea. Reusable coffee filters. This is self-explanatory. We used to use reusable coffee filters. Though we still have 2 of them. They're too small for our pour over, so we need to. They're super easy to make. I could easily make them. I just need to buy the right kind of fabric, which I think is honestly probably just cotton. I haven't Googled it, but I just need to buy the right kind of fabric to make some in the right size. Okay, wash clothes less is the last one that I have on this. Here's the problem. If you guys have spent any time with a baby, they kind of throw up on all your clothes all the time. So it's really hard I have to do like at least 2 loads of laundry every day right now. So this is not super possible right now, but I follow a lot of like sustainability, like climate change folks, and they are talking a lot about how like it would be really helpful if people could hang dry their clothes more and like wash their clothes less, because also washing your clothes like breaks them down. So if I wear something that I only wore for like a video or like just for an hour or 2, I have been focusing these last few months on like, instead of putting that away or like washing it or whatever, just like folding it right then as soon as I take it off and putting it back away. Yeah, it's so much. Babies are generally no friend to the environment. I think muslin might be too thin. I don't know, though. Maybe it is muslin and it's just doubled up. Emily, that has been my problem in the past. It's something I'm working on. Thus why it's on the list, and thus also why it says, if possible. Because maybe it won't be, and that would also be okay. Okay, last one. Recycle. I also, like I said, I have to talk to Felix, so I might add things to this. Oh, I was also going to do... Hang on. I'm just writing just drive there, less DoorDash. Now, obviously, like, this isn't necessarily, I guess, better for the environment because someone is still driving there. But perhaps you will see what I mean. It's the same amount. I just save money. If I drive to go get takeout instead of paying someone else to go do it. That's how I feel. Cheesecloth also seems too loose. Like, the holes are too big. I want to get a dress and then use my clothes roll for worn, but can rewear again clothes. Yeah. No, I think that's smart. Go the extra mile with recycling. So what I mean by this, if you didn't know, because I didn't know until I lived in Oregon, because you can't recycle in Mobile and Florida, in Alabama and Florida. When I lived in Mobile, there was a recycling place in downtown. It was very small, but you had to drive there. Obviously, you had to already have all of your stuff like separated, so you needed to have either a box or like tiny trash bins or whatever of like paper, cardboard, glass, aluminum, already separated out. So you had to have the ability to drive there and wait in line to recycle things, and also you needed to already have your stuff separated out. And so nobody does it. Like, it's a hassle. It's a huge hassle. So nobody recycles anything. And then same with Florida. Actually, during quarantine, we were obviously home a lot more. And I almost said on campus, on Disney property, they have places for you to put recycling of like Coke cans and like water bottles. But outside of it, we lived in Polk County, they do not have a recycling center. Maybe they do now, but they didn't. We Googled it. And then we were like, oh, we can just drive far away because we don't have work right now or anything. We'll drive an hour away or whatever to Orange County and use theirs. But literally you can get fined if you're trying to recycle things outside of your county. That's great, Drake. Yeah, we didn't have recycling in my apartment. We didn't have recycling at all. We had friends who had recycling at their apartment, but if you get caught taking trash, which recycling like is trash, yes, you can get in trouble for trying to recycle outside of your county, even if your county doesn't have anywhere to recycle. It was insane. Anyway, if you didn't know, because you grew up somewhere like that, like I did, there's like there are like rules about recycling things that are recyclable. Typically, I guess rules is, there's like one rule, and it's that like you're supposed to, there's like a ton of things that are recyclable, but you have to like clean them first. So like cans, like a can of beans is the only example I can think of right this second. But like I never do that. I just throw the can away. It's so much work to clean out the can. I'm like, this is too much. I'm not doing it. But I can do that. It takes like 2 minutes to clean out the can and make sure it's like clean and dry before you recycle it. I can do that. It's fine. The other thing is like I don't ever look up what we're actually like accepting right now in recycling, because it's like they're not always accepting everything that's recyclable. And I can do that. Like I can go to the government website for our county and I can look at what's accepted. I can print it out. I can put it on my fridge. Like, I can do that. I will do that. I'm speaking it into existence. Okay, take things to the recycling place I'm putting it in caps. Not too far from us, we have, I don't know how many there are in our county. But we have a place we can take cardboard. And like I can drive there. I can do it. It's not a big deal. We also have a place we can take styrofoam. And so like I can do that. I can make that happen. I have the ability. And I am often passing it to go somewhere else anyway. So like I can do that instead of putting cardboard into our recycling bin. And like what if it gets wet and then they can't. Also, I'd like to be clear, I don't know what happens once you put stuff in the recycling bin. Like, I don't know what happens. So I feel that if I accidentally put a milk carton in there that's a little too wet, everything in that bin gets thrown in the trash, and then God himself will come down and tell me that I personally destroyed the earth. That's how I feel about it right now. And so the goal is really just to make myself not feel like that about recycling. Start composting. I just talked about this, but like I'm gonna single-handedly make composting girly pop. I've seen Toy Story 3. I want to learn about composting. I'm really scared. Really scared about it, but I have seen a lot of people talk about how it's really helpful. How it's really helpful if we could stop having so much food waste go into the trash. And I am brave. I'm very brave, and I do a lot of hard things all the time, and I do a lot of gross things all the time. So I think that I can make this happen next year. I'm so scared of worms, though. They will crawl into my mouth while I sleep. I can feel them thinking about it right now. I felt like the worm mother. This is my nightmare, what you are describing. But I'm proud of you. It's important. Okay, the last one that I have on here, and then I will end stream. This one's great because it actually would only take me like 8 minutes, and I just haven't done it in the last 5 years. Look into TerraCycle. I may be spelling this wrong, but there's a company called TerraCycle, where you can mail them a bunch of stuff that's like kind of hard to recycle, and they'll do it. I don't know if it costs money. I don't know if it's like a subscription. But I know that you can send them things like toothpaste container that's empty now. And other things. Or like old razor blades. I don't know what Ridwell is, but I'm going to say yes because I trust you based on your username. And that's it. Anyway, I'm going to look into them. Maybe they'll hire us as influencers and I can make an ad that says, hey, every time I think about recycling, I want to throw up. Throw up less with TerraCycle. Yes. Yeah, we might do an ad maybe for this company that makes formula. Maybe. But their containers are 100% aluminum, and so they are super recyclable. Now, we only have 2 containers because they sent us some to like try it before maybe we do an ad for them. Maybe. So, but they're really good containers, so I will just be reusing them. But, yeah. Anyway. Look at that. Okay. We're going to read over this before I end stream. This is the goals that I have for 2025. I will consult with my husband and see if there's anything they'd like to add to these things. But 100K on YouTube by the end of 2025. We're at 12K right now, so it's a pretty hefty goal, but I believe in us. 5 major brand deals. We did not hit that goal this year. That's okay though. It'll be a brand new year. 1 vacation. I think that's doable. If we can pay down some of our debt, I think it's possible for us. 200K on Instagram. I think this is actually super possible by the end of 2025. Try a new art medium. I believe in myself. I think I can do that. More gets an arc for a book. I think together we can all manifest that. I think we can. Even if it's not a good book. I want it to be, but I don't want it to be like, I'm a person who's trying to find a publisher and like I'm going to email you my book. Not that I wouldn't be proud of them or it wouldn't be a good book. But like what I'm trying to manifest is like I'm getting like a coveted book that people are excited about. Specifically, I would love to get the new Hunger Games book. But there are a couple other books coming out this year that I would be excited to get. Read 40 books. I read 33 this year, so I think that's very possible. 1,500 patrons. We're at 1,200 right now, so we just need 300 by the end of next year. Follow the other rules that we just made. Taking Pinterest more seriously and 12K followers on Twitch. We're almost at 10,000 now. So we'll see. And then for buy less year, only one fun coffee a week. Only one unnecessary purchase per month, meaning like candles, new t-shirt, new shoes that I didn't necessarily need, things like that. Prioritizing shop our pantry. We are creating less waste by reducing. That is the goal. Utilizing Buy Nothing in Facebook Marketplace more. I think this will actually, I can do this. I'm very brave. I am capable of doing new things, even if they scare me. Gift shopping, almost only secondhand or small. This is already kind of something we were already doing, but I'm going to do it more intentionally. Shampoo and conditioner bars, it's question mark because I have a weird scalp. So, I don't know. No physical books except for new releases in a series. I think I can do this if I simply do not go to a bookstore. What if I just don't go to a bookstore all year? Also, I'd like to be clear, this doesn't include baby books. So sorry, I just mean books for me. Books for the baby, 100 books. Just drive there. Less DoorDash. Also, like, this goes hand in hand with the Facebook Marketplace thing, being like, just giving away stuff. Because I have a habit of, like, keeping something, being like, I'm going to sell this on Facebook Marketplace, and then I get tired of it being here, and so I just take it to Goodwill. And, like, I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Baby is not old enough to participate in buy less year. Reusing things. Can I make this, or do I have something that would work? These are questions I will ask myself before I buy something that I may not actually need. Focusing on mending and fixing my items. Making reusable coffee filters. Also, as soon as let me just Google it now, I guess. What cloth to make reusable coffee filters? Yeah, cotton. You can use muslin, but also you can use any cotton that you have. Nice. Yeah. Sweet. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Wash clothes less if possible. Again, I don't know if it will be possible having a new baby, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna, when I take off my clothes, be like, did I wear this just for an ad or just to go to one store? You know what I mean? Like, no, I know exactly who you're talking about, Seven. I want to find them before TikTok is banned. And then recycling. Go the extra mile with recycling, meaning like wash things out, let them dry before I recycle them. Take things all the way to the recycling place, which I feel is they're more likely to actually get recycled properly. Start composting, look into TerraCycle. I'm going to put TerraCycle / like recycling programs. I also think this could make for good content to be like, haha, I'm a girly who probably has undiagnosed OCD trying to be better about reusing things more and recycling. We can do it. Okay. I have to go hang out with my baby, who is really cool and probably needs to be kissed about 1,000 times. So I got to go do that. Really important. I am streaming tomorrow morning because tomorrow's Tuesday. So tomorrow, I don't know what we'll do. Just chatting streams always kind of do better than Animal Crossing, but maybe we'll play Animal Crossing. Or I've kind of been thinking about replaying Bendy and the Ink Machine or playing the second one. I don't know. You know what I mean? Every day's a new day. And that's what we do around here. Anyway, that's it. Okay, I love you so much. Goodbye.